Our group has been looking at Interact Industry, which is about smart lighting applications in the industrial environment. We will propose, instead of speaking too much as an introduction, to have a look at a movie. It's 2 minutes long. I hope it works live. Otherwise, I put the link in the chat. We will just try in a couple of seconds. And after this introduction, we will look at the business model and the use case of maximizing productivity, how IP and in particular patents are used to protect this use case. And finally, we will also propose a further use case, how to enrich further the Interact Industry value proposition. So let's see if I can show it live. Okay, so yeah, this video, when we found it, we found that this is quite representative, and it shows also the quality of the marketing of Signify and how they're able to promote what they are doing, and the voice of the customer is always the best argument to gain further customers. So now we will move to the use case itself. I will hand over to Nicolas.
Yeah, so thanks. Actually, in the video, we have seen most of the arguments of Signify from the mouth of its customer. One of it was to maximize productivity. And that indeed, this slide is a part of the marketing material of Interact Industry, and they actually spot that for a usual warehouse, 60% of the annual cost are actually order picking, and from that, 50% of the time is spent in looking for items into the warehouse. So actually, what Pickleton was saying that actually they are gathering data on their warehouse to optimize their operation. Like this, they can, they say, unlock hidden efficiencies. Understand better their operation means also they can switch off lights wherever it's not needed. Understand better how the order picking works. Maybe concentrate together all the items that are ordered frequently. So that using the light of Signify, they can actually understand better how they could optimize their business and maximize productivity. So to deep dive into this item, we had a look on how Signify transform from a lighting company to a service provider in the digital industry. So this is the digital transformation. At start, they were having physical products like a light bulb. They added sensors, and these sensors are connected so that we can do analytics to analyze the data, better understand the data, and provide digital services. So deep diving into the business model of Signify, we had a look on this specific application of Interact Industry, where actually the key value creation partners are first is the cloud services like Microsoft Azure would be a key partner. Of course, the sensor manufacturers are key partners, so that they can be integrated into the light bulbs. And also, at the end of the chain, we thought a network of local light appliances installers are good key value creation partners, because those people will be installing those sensors, those light appliances, and actually, when there is a company, a big company, it's always starting with an ecosystem around this company, and there's always the same actor, local actors, local partners that are installing anything, an outlet or everything like this. So this would be kind of a prescriber for our service. So the key resources would be well, the smart connected lighting system. which is allowing indoor localization of the people, so that the customer can better understand how people go on pickup or orders into the warehouse, for example. There is also a need for network management, so that's a key resource of Signify, because they are going to the digital era, and we need also strong resources in powerful data aggregation and analytics, so that they can provide the service. And of course, there is a remote visualization which is necessary. So the core competencies we need for that would be everything which is related to digital innovation, like a developer of source code of the application. Also, everything which is related to analytics, and everything which is related to the design and development of a system which is easy to use, with a software app which is easy to use for the client, with good user interfaces. And the last point, which is very important for Signify, we have seen that the strategic marketing is very important. They can actually communicate their vision of what can do the product for their customer. And even more than that is that they are using their customer to do their own marketing. So we think that the strategic marketing is really a core competency of Signify. I'll let Christian do the market perspective.
Yeah. Looking at the right side of the wheel, just to be quick, of course, the position of the market which Signify is targeting and is reaching is to be the market leader of smart lighting. And they are targeting customers like Pilkington, which are industries who are ready, willing to invest in state-of-the-art lighting systems with all the benefits we heard in the video about, as well as, like Nicolas said, working in partnership with local light appliances installers. And they do that with their sales organization and with their strong marketing. Basically, this is the market access. And how they finally create an economic benefit is that they create a unique selling position, providing way more than high quality lighting system. They also provide data and services and a full ecosystem around lighting, enabling location-based services with the benefits of energy saving, resource saving, and also turnkey services. We will now look at two patterns, one which is linked with the resource perspective and one which is more linked with the market perspective.
So thank you, Christian. So this is the first patent linked to the resource perspective of Signify. And in this patent, we can find a technical solution which is based on a wireless device. And when the operator or when the person or the user walk into the warehouse with his wireless device, basically the lighting system can localize him. And this is in particular helpful when there is some restricted area in the warehouse to look for example, for hazardous product or restricted products. And therefore, when it's known from the IT system that this user will pick up a hazardous package, for example, then he can get his access automatically managed by the lighting system. So the lighting system knows when the operators walk into the area, and then can also allow him the access to the restricted area. So this is an example from the patent portfolio we found. And this is basically directly a service that is linked to the digital environment that is allowed by the smart lighting system. So what we can say more on this patent is that at the end, it's creating a varying resource for the company. It's valuable because at the end, when we are managing this automatic access to restricted area, it's an increase in terms of efficiency and therefore it maximizes the productivity, which is our use case here. So as the patent is granted and also in the main economical areas in Europe, in US, in China, and Japan, so it makes this resource rare. So it's tough for the competition to propose similar alternatives. This is why it's also non-perfectly imitable, because a direct copycat would allow Signify to enforce its IP rights, or in particular this patent. So therefore, it would force the competition to get development costs to find an alternative solution, if there is some, and maybe also based on a more expensive let's say less state-of-the-art technology. So that would lead to the non-easily substitutable resource. So that's it for this first patent, and then we will jump with Adrien on the second patent. Thank you.
This second patent is more on the market side. It will allow to sustain the market position on Lensify. This embodiment is not clearly maybe used by Lensify, but it will prevent any third party to have solutions that allow the location, the correct location of user based on the lights provided by the light bubble. Therefore, this patent will have a blocking effect and will avoid the competitor to propose the same customer benefits, meaning allowing precise localization of the user within the warehouse. It will answer value creation because it will answer that the unique selling proposition of Lensify is only accessible to Lensify because the other technology to realize the localization of the user will be blocked by this patent. Therefore, the uniqueness of the solution is obtained thanks to this to the blocking function of this patent. And now we will go to another use case that will be presented by Ricardo on Vijay.
Thank you, Adrien. Yeah, as you said, we have been trying to find another use case that could be applicable to the industry and that could fit with the current situation. And we came to the idea of using light as a sanitation system. This would consist in a fusion light technology. We would combine different light wavelengths to create a disinfectant on closed spaces with the synergistic effects of the light. This would come through two different wavelengths. We thought about the 405 nm and UVC ultraviolet rays. This can kill various types of bacteria and viruses on spaces and would stop the growth. At the same time, infrared rays also helps to eliminate the virus, and this uses the heat. All these would be used to detect, for example, the workers' density on a space by the integration of sensors in lights that would identify the degree of CO2 that is in the ambient and would provide data that would allow us to automate the sanitation and optimize also resources and be more efficient in terms of, instead of sanitizing a whole space, just focus on the places that we know that we have more concentration of this CO2, and would also help in the detection of anomalies or sick workers in the space by the integration of infrared multispectral cameras. And this would also help to activate, for example, internal protocols of the company and be more rapid on these situations. Now, Vijay is going to explain which kind of IPRs could be applied to the system and where would it be implemented. Thank you.
Thanks, Ricardo. So the sanitization light is having a lot of use. It can be used mostly in the houses at the same time in the industry area, like the public transport, hospitality, homes, elevators, sports centers, or maybe COVID-free zone. So from the IP rights, we can use trademark as one of the IP rights, and the catchy line for trademark can be a lightning your health. The design patent is one of the important parameter when it comes to the lighting of the bulbs and the housing of the bulbs, because the size and shape and inclusion of the multiple detection system, it has to be placed at one place. So design patents can help it into doing this one. The patent for device integration, then infrared sensors, multispectral cameras, and processing data can be put into the housing of the lighting system itself. So the copyright for the software where the data, most of the data which is generated and which can be interpreted, this data can be copyrighted through the intellectual property rights. So I believe with this sanitization light, our bug, Big C, will not be happy. Thank you.